Okay, good. All right, looks like we got one viewer so far. Oh, now two. All right, great. Good morning, everybody. Hope everyone's having a fantastic morning so far. And anyway, hope everyone's having a good morning so far. Looking forward to the market being open. And let's just start to cover a few of my pre-market things that I look for. Okay, so first and foremost, I'm looking at the news. I have 5 indicators of whether I think the market is going to be up or down for the day. So let's start with the news. First thing with the news is I feel that it is bullish. I feel that investors, with the VIX being down, are feeling a little bit more safe and are calming down a little bit from the worry of interest rates. And so I feel that that's good. As far as the Elliott wave goes, as we are looking at the daily on the SPY, we have this ultimate high point that happened here on the 16th, and we saw that, and then it began the 3-wave market correction. So when the market is bullish or bearish and it is going a certain direction, the Elliott wave typically has 5 waves. Well, anytime there's a correction, it's typically done in 3 waves. Well, we definitely saw that. And the reason why I like the Elliott wave is it helps put in mathematical terms human nature a little bit. And so that's why I like it, and that's why I pay attention to it. So this first leg being bearish, that is leg A, that lasted from the 16th all the way to February 26th. And then we saw a market come back. And then we had a trend line once that happened. And so then we had the C wave going down. And then we had the recovery. And with us breaking this, there's 2 possibilities here, of course. Of course, the market could get some sort of bad news and could just dip below this and go crazy down. Of course, that could happen at any time. I'm not expecting that for any reason. The Fed is really trying to calm everyone's fears. And so the most likely scenario is it will come back down to this at some point, to this line, or it will continue, and then it will continue upwards. And you got to remember, the market on a whole moves upwards, and so I'm cautiously optimistic about where it's going, but I am watching it very closely. Now, if the SPY got to $404, I would think that would be a correction type area. So I could see us coming back down once we hit that. That's kind of a target that's in my mind, and it should be in yours also. Okay, so let's go back to the 1 minute. So the Elliott wave, in my opinion, is positive. So we have news positive. That is 1 check mark. We have, I would call that bullish. Elliott wave, I would call bullish right now. Not super bullish, but bullish. The 10-year yields this morning. Well, the 10-year yields is the third thing I look at. And this morning, interest rates are down. That is good for the stock market. So that is our third thing. Okay, so I pay attention to 30 years also, making sure that 10 years don't pass 30 year, 5 year, 10 year. Anyway, that is bullish also this morning. So we have 4 out of 5. The last indicator is a price and volume indicator that I have. And I love that for market direction, but feeling very positive about a bullish market today. And that's for today. And that's for this morning. You know, things can change. Let's say, for example, we hit 404. I could see that be a key profit-taking area. There could be some sort of news. There's not really anything on the docket today, I think, that can knock it down. That I can think of anyway, as far as the schedule go. Okay, so let's talk about levels. Let's talk about the SPY's levels. I've mapped those out this morning and where I think everything is going. The pivot point is $393.15. Resistance 1 is $395.11. I think that's where I would like it to go, and that's one thing that I'm looking for. And so that's kind of the first thing that I'm looking for. That's the first resistance. Second resistance is 396.16, and third resistance is 398.12. So that's R3. Support, if the market was to turn against us, that would be 392.10. Support 2 is $390.14, and support 3 is 389.09. So the target that I'm looking for is, I'm hoping to get a great entry point. I'm going to wait at least 10 minutes after market open before determining and entering a trade. I want to see that trade. I want to see the market kind of settle down and pick a direction, and then I'm interested in going in. Just to review, I am looking for, as you can see here on the bottom. Let me take my cursor down here. Right here, I'm looking for a positive cross on the MACD, and then an exit point on the negative right there. Also paying attention to RSI, which is getting high, but taking a look at the daily, we are still a ways away from, I think that's going to be about the 404 level. So we are looking good there. Okay, Nick. Hey Ray, did you see CHEK? I did not. What is going on with CHEK? Let's take a look this morning. And that's how I encourage you for this to work. Absolutely any questions do you have, either about insiders or, which I do a lot of coverage of the insiders in the top 7 list. If you have any questions about those PDUFA plays, that's something I've been doing. It's new in the videos. I've never done PDUFA videos, but I'm starting to come out with those. If you have any questions about that at all, I'd love to talk about some of the different bios that I think that are going to do really terrific. There are, anyway, as far as anything goes, as far as exit point this morning, now the market's looking green, so I will not look for an entry point early unless it goes crazy. But there are 3 stocks that are on the top 7 list and others that I'm looking to exit today. And so that's a benefit of being part of this just checking in with this on Mondays and Thursdays. I do this for the public on Mondays and Thursdays. Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Fridays is for my standard and premium rooms. Okay, so the 3 stocks that I plan on looking for an exit point on today and hopefully taking profits are WEN, SNOW, and APRN. All of those have hit their exit time frame. Looking at those now, if I was waffly on one of those, that would be SNOW, that would be snow. I think it has much further to go. It has hit the exit point, and so usually I would take profits on this day. So that's the one. If I was not to sell one, that's what I would do. So we have market open. Here we go. Very first minute starting off. And let's see what happens. Oh, wow. I bought some MBio. That was amazing. Interesting. Okay, cool. forget. So first 10 minutes are key. Yes, Turv, I'm going to check up. Nick, I'm going to check up on the CHEK. Let's see what we got here. Because I have not seen anything about it. Here we go. Wow. Nice green candle to start the day on CHEK. Let me see what's going on for the different news. Yeah, I mean, I'm not really seeing anything that looks that amazing with CHEK. Check cap. It's definitely not on my radar. I don't know if it should be. 300% up. Yikes. Well, that is crazy. What a crazy move on that. It's not on my list. It just says, as far as news goes, it just says 12 healthcare stocks moving. That's it. Yeah. FDA approval looking good. Okay. Let me take a look at the FDA calendar here and take a look. CHEK. Yeah, it's not on my calendar. Is it like it must be like an emergency use or something of that nature? I will look into that as soon as this is over. But it has not been on my radar, so I guess I appreciate that. And anyway, I'll see what I can see on it. Okay, my WEN just sold. Let's see what we got for it. I had an automatic sell set up on WEN. I'm also watching the SPY for a great entry point here. Looks like we're going to get a nice... It looks like it's going to pull back a little bit for us, which is really kind of awesome. 2070. All right. Wendy's 2096. All right, I sold Wendy's for a 1.3% loss. Go ahead and update that here. Sorry, I got this set on the daily still. Didn't even realize it. I'm like, what's going on? There's usually a lot more action than that. Interesting. Okay, yeah, boy. As far as day trading goes, I actually do not day trade a lot. I day trade. I like to day trade the SPY based on market direction, and I like to use options as my vehicle for doing that. That's just how I am. You do not have to trade that way. Mostly, I'm a swing trader. I would say 90% of my investments are swing trades, and typically 3 to 5 day trades. And then also I'm a dividend investor, so I have a long-term portfolio where I do lots of dividend investing also. So day trading is not really something I do a ton of. And as far as day trading goes, and with the market and with options, it's always the best idea to wait till after that 10-minute opening, since the opening bell on that. Okay. All right, looks like I sold snow by accident. Interesting this morning. Okay. I sold snow for a 0.77% gain. That's really not the best. Okay. Well, there's a nice little green candle. Now, it is still within those first 10 minutes here, so I don't know if I recommend entering at this point. I'm going to be more patient. Hold me accountable this week. I was not patient enough last week. All of my trades worked if I would have been patient, and so I'm not going to chase that candle moving up. I'm of course excited to see it move upwards because I have lots of call options and lots of different stocks that on different things. So all right, that sounds great. Yeah, anything I can, any question that you might have, I'd love to be on there. All right, Chi-Town Metals. I did one dividend video, and I planned on putting out a whole series on dividend investing. And it is one of my worst performing videos. And my portfolio has not changed very much. See, that's the thing. Dividend investing is so boring. I have some stocks from that dividend portfolio from 2009. So I like the Dividends Champions list. That's one thing that I like by Justin Law. You can find it on Seeking Alpha. They are not all dividend stocks are created equal, so I do have reasoning behind the different ones that I go through. I do care about growth within those stocks. I do not reinvest my dividends, so that is never a I don't like to do that. I like to take the dividends and invest them in other dividend stocks that are part of that Dividends Champions list that have good news, or they're in a good sector that should do well. I really pay attention to sector. And then also in the long term is what I'm kind of thinking. And then also I like to reinvest it in those so that I get more and more dividend as it goes. But, you know, I've had a lot of requests for that. It might be time to try another dividend video. I just haven't done one in so long, and maybe cover, man, I could cover the entire portfolio, but it's about 22 stocks at the moment. And I never sell a dividend stock unless they cut the dividend. So if a company decides, you know, hey, we're going to stop paying this amount, we're going to pay less. And I like that Dividends Champions list because they have raised or kept the same their dividend for over 25 years. So there's a real high chance that that's going to continue, that dividend is going to continue moving upwards. And I'm talking about the dollar amount that they pay out, not necessarily about the yield going down. So when they report a new dividend, if it goes up, I'll hold. If not, and it goes down, then that's when I exit that type of position. But might be time to start it up again. So some of those stocks I'm up way in, like IBM. I mean 240% or something like that in it. So, and I've just been holding it for a long period of time. So okay. We are now past 10 minutes. So I am bullish on the market this morning. So I am not worried about this at all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, so we're right at 10 minutes in. So I will let this dip form. So you can see this red candle down here. That is very important to me anyway as I look for a trade on this. And there's a couple different ways that you can trade this. One is you can do like what I do, and you can go in with options. And I like option contracts that are about 2 weeks to a month out. It's just a safety factor for me. And anyway, I will use a portion of my portfolio. Now, I'm currently at 2% of my portfolio that I plan on day trading on this. And so I will wait for this to form. You can see this down here as we get a larger disparity of the price going down. So it's forming its dip. I'm going to check yields to see if there's a reason for the dip. Anyway, I will try to find a dip, and I will wait for this yellow line right here to cross above this blue line. Then I will look for an entry point. And I love that it's coming down for the RSI. So now it's becoming a good deal, and people are just panicking for whatever reason. So no, everything is looking fine as far as the yields. Nothing has changed there, so it hasn't gone up. All indicators are still green. News, Elliott wave, we should see a positive move on it, but I will not take a position until we see positive movement here. Trading above VWAP is very important. VWAP is an important level. So this is definitely a dip. And I'm looking for a price target of 395.11, and then from there I'm literally just watching the chart. So I will wait for this to cross positive, and then I will enter. I will watch the chart after price strength and sell out on a negative news. I will wait for an entire candle to form, because sometimes they come down and then bounce right up. But that is how I trade. That's how I day trade, and that is my way of doing it. So Corey, this morning I am looking at a call. I am not in yet, so have not found an entry point yet. I am waiting past the first 10 minutes, and everyone needs to hold me accountable all week long. Last week I was not patient. It's so important to be patient with a trade like this. If you are not comfortable with options and you're looking to participate in this type of trade, there are 3x leveraged funds. So going down is SPXS if you are bearish. If you are bullish, it's XPXL. And so I kind of like that. Extra large, going big, going up. XS is going small. That's the extra small shirt, and going down. So that's how I remember kind of which way they go. But we're seeing a nice little dip here. It should provide us with a nice entry point. But I am bullish on the market this morning, at least today. So I shouldn't have sold snow. Look at that. What a bummer. I think that'll have a bounce back day today. I had a limit sell going because I knew I would be in here, and so I just kind of set up a limit sell, and that's how I got it. Okay, so now it's starting to look a little closer for an entry point, but this dip is still not fully formed. We want to buy it back on the way up, but we are looking for a bar down here that is completely green. My volume indicator has still not given me a direction. It is looking at that. Let me take a look and see where it's at this morning. Okay. Yeah, it's actually showing bearish this morning. Interesting. I disagree. Sometimes that indicator is wrong. It is right most of the time, though. I would say 70% it's good at picking direction. So I call that, you know, better than a coin flip. So, all right, homers. GILT, I don't know anything about it. Let's take a look. Let me take a look at it here. Now, I'm not a big fan of going for the ones with the highest dividend percentage. A dividend yield of 7.41%. I'd be interested to see how long it's been since they lowered their dividend. And so that would be one that would be concerning. And see, you could have entered here and you take a look at these. You know, you got 3 green bars, and there's a prominent YouTuber who talks about 3 green bars enter, 3 red bars exit. Well, you know, I look for more than that. Of course, you want to be above VWAP when you're trading if you're going to day trade. On the SPY, it's not terribly important as long as you have upward movement here. And I like to use indicators for which direction I think the market's going to go. And so far, this candle is forming red. And so it doesn't give you a clear bottom. So it's very possible to have 3 green bars and still be forming a bottom. In my opinion, that's just my opinion. I'm not a financial advisor. Hey Corey, thanks about the haircut. Yeah, it was needed. That is for sure. So, you know, you always have people in the market. It's so funny. When I say like a direction in the Discord, there's always a member who is doesn't like the direction that I choose, where I think the market is going, whether it be up or down. It literally every single time, and it's, you know, you watch a lot of YouTubers, the market's gonna crash, and that gets some views and all that kind of good stuff. But for me, it's about the indicators and what I'm seeing. Now, do I always get it right? No. But I'm always learning, and that's what you have to do in the stock market. So you always need to be improving, and so that is why I've been doing a lot of studying of the Elliott wave lately. I'm just trying to get better, and you know, people talk about an ascending triangle. Well, catalysts move the market first and foremost. So what makes the market go up or down is typically news, and if the news sentiment is good, the market's going to go up, or neutral, it's going to go up. If it's bad or there's something like a pandemic, you know, that's going to cause it to go down, not some inverse triangle or even the Elliott wave. The Elliott wave is useful for just determining human emotion. So it puts math to human emotion and typically how people act. And that's why it works. Okay, well, I had a price alert for Apple this morning, and it just went bullish on me, so that's interesting. So if anyone's interested in a trade on Apple, it looks like it's hitting a key level. So that might be something that you look for. Apple's just way too cheap. Way too cheap. The triple Q has also hit a bullish indicator this morning, so that's good. Yes, very true. Can't make everyone happy. SGLB. It's not on my radar at the moment. Let me take a look and see what I think about SGLB. Sigma Labs. Wow, look at that movement. That looks great. Gotta love that price action above the VWAP. That is a good trade right now, if you're already in it. So hopefully you are, but not a great entry point here. It would be chasing to enter right at this moment. Let me see what news they have. Let's see what's going on here. They had a halt. How about that? Gotta love that. Sigma lands contract with Lockheed Martin. Yeah, that's great. That's fantastic news. I think that's news to trade off of. Very good. Yeah, I like that. I mean, anything with Lockheed, you know, is going to be good. Still have not gotten an entry point on this, and just kind of waiting for the dip to fully form. The triple Q is doing better than the SPY this morning. Lately, the Dow Jones is the one that's been on fire. It's been really, really doing well. Of course, homers. Yeah, I mean, insider trading, it is the news before the news, and I love to track insider trades, and that is my bread and butter. And I've had huge gains from that, just utter huge over the last, I think really since 2017 is when I really started to get much better at it. And 2020 was definitely a breakout year. I made some tweaks to the strategy in 2020 that really helped me to pick better stocks. So that was one reason why I had a 1,400% return. But following insiders so far this year, year to date, and I have a broker where it's where that's, you know, what I'm looking at. Yeah, year to date on insiders only by themselves, a 70.4% return so far year to date. That's a pretty good 2 months worth of work, 2.5 months worth of work. I think that's pretty good. Okay, looks like we're about to get an entry point here. Starting to look like it's turning green. I've still not gotten my price and volume indicator yet. Still waiting on that. And we are so close. Okay, so here's what I'm looking at. It's this right here. And this bar here is going to tell us when it's time to get in. But feeling good about a trade on the SPY. Wow, so far I'm having a terrific trading day so far this morning. A lot of my stocks are really performing well. That is wonderful. Okay, so we just got a green bar. Wait for it to form. Be patient. Wait for it to form. So I'm starting to take a look at the options chain here at the moment. As far as the date, the 26th is the safest date in my opinion, where it's not too far where you don't make any money. Taking a look at it, the volume is really high on the 395 calls. And it didn't form. That is why you wait for the full candle. It is heading now a little lower. Let's see if we can't get a better entry. It is narrowing, which is good. Narrowing, and we had a little peak. You can see that wick right there. Peaks above VWAP. That's an important level. VWAP stands for volume weight average price to all those that don't know. Still waiting, being patient. Still no price and volume indicators. Come on. Everyone, I had a watch list on RUBY. It was on my watch list this morning. It has hit its bullish mark. And so Ruby is one to look at for an entry point. And it looks like it'd be chasing it right now, but it definitely broke a key level. And so that is one to watch. It's RUBY. Okay, still waiting for an entry point on this. Just waiting for that confirmation, that one candle that completes where it is completely done right here. All right, so we got another green candle. Good job, Corey, when you entered. Looks like you got a, if this holds, you got a good entry, that's for sure. It'll be better than mine, but I'm going to be patient this week. Again, last week, not patient, did not do well with that, and I had some losses because of it, and so it was definitely not good. Mara just hit a price alert for me that I was looking for. Mara, of course, tied to Bitcoin, and it just had a bullish level just kind of hit. All right, this is flashing down again. What is this thing gonna do? SPY does not know which direction it wants to go. All the data, 4 out of 5 that I have so far is positive. I'm still waiting on that last indicator, that 5th indicator. All right, so we did get a green candle, but now it's gone red. Let's see if it stays green, then I'll look for an entry. If not, then it's not going to happen quite yet. Thoughts on DISCA? All right, let's take a look. This is definitely another stock that's not on my radar for any reason, but what is happening with ANVS? Okay, so let's take a look at news on this. It's entering a bearish stage right now, DSCA. So right at this moment, Discovery is going down. Let's take a look here. All right, is this thing, what is this thing doing? Okay. I just still don't like this SPY entry yet. So yeah, good data on this one, Discovery, and I would wait for an entry point. It looks like it just went the opposite direction and formed an entry point, a perfect entry point. And so if you're looking for an entry point on this one, this does look good. I've not seen any insider activity on it. That is my ultimate comfort level, but I haven't seen any. So so yeah, that's that. So I have not entered SPY yet, and I'm kind of glad I did. I don't know which direction it kind of wants to go here. Corey, I still think you're okay, but you might have entered a little soon. I've definitely done that myself. 8, 3, 6, 1. Yields are still good. News is good. Just some nervous Nancy's. All right, what is happening with ANVS? I don't know. What do we got going on here? Okay, so we just had a new high on ANVS. Wow, look at it go. All right, so ANVS is a stock that has been on my radar big time. And it is one I've been talking about in the group, and one that has been in our group quite a bit. And so it's a phase data run up. So now we have a solid phase data date. Now before, it wasn't really running. Now, this is a stock that I think could hit $90. That's what I think. And their phase data that they're releasing is really, really important. And phase 1 data was very good. And so now they are signed up on an investor conference. And so since they're signed up with an investor conference, now investors have something to run this stock up to. And I believe that is, let me check the news and see what's going on there. Q1 virtual investment, that is on March 24th at 11:30. And so that is next Tuesday, I think that's next Tuesday. And so that stock, I think ANVS is going to explode. I think it's going to really, really do well. I am expecting good data on it, although I'm planning on it being a run-up play. So I do not plan on holding through decision. So I will wait until it's way overvalued, and then I will sell it. And anyway, that's what's going on with ANVS. I think it's going to be a terrific stock. I think it could hit $90, but I'm not sure it's going to. And so I'm going to sell it before decision. Okay, so I've just been a little cautious to enter this thing. It is still so choppy. This SPY is really, really choppy this morning. EXPI did a forward 1-to-2 split. That is that a good options call play? Just learning the options game. Splits are tricky on options. That is for sure. Let me take a look here. EXPI. Let's go to EXPI and take a look at it. I mean, a new price target on EXPI of $67 a share. So yes, I would say that's very bullish. EXP World is who did that. And so yes, I would say that is a great call strategy. And I have a call options video coming out soon. I'm really excited about it, but it's a how-to buy call options. It's just the physical of how to do it. But anyway, that's worth checking out. I didn't mean for a commercial, but that's coming out very, very soon. That might even come out today, sometime today. So looking forward to that. Okay, this crazy thing does not want to allow an entry point for us. Stocks are going nuts. Having a fantastic trading day. I hope you guys are also. Things are really moving nicely. Okay. This thing's ready to wake up. See how the QQQ is doing. Just kind of curious. Okay, so my bearish levels on the SPY is 393 even. I don't think we're getting anywhere close there. Support 1 is 392.10. Well, sorry this is boring. I'm just literally just waiting for an entry point on this thing. But I've made a commitment this week to be very patient. If you guys could also hit that like button, I'd really appreciate that. If you were to hit that like button, it helps, of course, the channel. It helps this video. So if you could do that for me, that'd be really great. Corey, it is looking bullish. So we have 4 out of 5 indicators that are green. But yes, we are still experiencing this dip. And I'm just trying to be patient, and I have not gotten the fifth indicator, which is price and volume. So, Tanner, well, good. I'm glad it's not boring. So, I always worry about that. I don't do much song and dance, so this is what you get. You get chart watching. Okay. Still waiting. This is the part of investing that just drives me nuts. I am so impatient. I think we're all impatient and emotional beings. So it works against our better nature to trade stocks. It really does. So many people panic, and I see it every day where there's a stock with insider activity and it's ridiculously bullish. So we have multiple officers going in open market. Everything looks great on the stock, and I'll make a call out on the stock, and the stock is up like 20%, and we have a day that's 5% down, where it pulls back, and inevitably I'll get 50 messages saying, "What's wrong with it? What's happening? Why is it dipping?" Where it's normal with price action, especially if the RSI gets over 70, for there to be profit taking. And that's just something that happens in the stock market over and over and over again. So this morning it's a very neutral market, but I am expecting the SPY to be bullish. Yes, Corey. Be like a doctor and have patience. That is a great dad joke. Love that. So, wow. Man, this thing is just... It's either giving us a ridiculous gift, which could be what's going on. Well, and here's the thing. Here's the thing that always happens to the SPY. The SPY tends to dip from 9:30 till about 10:30. There is this hour that is just bad for the SPY. So if we get too late in the day, I will probably look for a put option on this, not a call option. All right, so my price indicator just gave a put option. Well, interesting. Okay, well, I'm not gonna take a put option here. I don't think it's right. So I'm still waiting for a call option. 4 out of 5 green. Definitely waiting for a call option. But I will wait for this dip to fully form. Now, if it gets to 9:30, then that's not good. So Tanner, I have I'm nervous about Bitcoin. So I do like to buy the mining companies typically, because I pay so close attention to stocks from all the time that the markets are open, that it's Bitcoin's just not my favorite. I do not have a lot of Bitcoin. So anyway, that's just me. I think that yeah, stocks are a good hedge against inflation. Gold and silver still, although the physical is better because it's a better deal. Okay, now we're getting some green bars. Here we go. Yeah, I sold Taste, but great insider activity, great stock. I think it's going to, I agree, I think it's going to do well. Yeah. Oh, it's looking great today. Look at that, 7% up. That is fantastic. Wonderful. NASDAQ listing is always a big deal, and always does really good for different things. So if that happens, and we get that, that's going to be great. So yes, I agree. I agree 100% with that. I like Bitfarms too. I've just had a lot of success with them. Okay, Tanner, we are waiting. It looks like we're about to enter call options. 4 out of 5 indicators are bullish. My volume indicator came out bearish, which I disagree with, and I just think that this is going to move higher. So I'm looking for an entry point on the bullish side. So I'm looking for call options. But just waiting for this full thing to dip. So now we finally have green. Oh, and it went away as fast as I said it. But this is starting to look good. It looks like we might go on a run here. Okay. Looking at call options. Here we go. Ready to do this. SPY. I trade with my phone a lot. Other people like, no, do it on your computer. Okay, well. All right, I'm looking at the 395 calls. Okay, so I went with the March 26th, $395 calls. Okay. My entry point on those was at $3.32. So that was 326 call options at $3.32 average. My strike price was $395. Okay, so there's a couple of reasons why I chose the 395 level. One, it had very good volume, so that's the first and foremost thing that we're looking for. Also, resistance 1 is 395.11, so that takes it out of the money, into the money, or almost into the money, and so that is a good option for me. I think that makes a lot of sense. I think that as it climbs, that the 395 level is good. So Tanner, expiration date is 326. Strike price was $395, and I paid $3.32 for it. So we'll see how this goes. And so we have this positive cross right here that was verified by the second one. Okay. I feel weird going against my price volume indicator, but I really am pretty confident that we should see a good market day today. And yields are dropping, and I think that's really good. I like that. All right. Now we just wait for this to do its thing. I believe we got a pretty decent entry. Should be looking at a good trade. The delta was only 35. The higher, the better. Just watching this thing really carefully here. Okay. Okay, on the delta, the higher the delta is, the higher the likelihood that you're going to have a profitable trade. So, but I mean, I pay attention to volume. I'm looking for ones with really close bid and ask price. I do pay attention to delta too, but okay. This trade, we should get a nice run here. Let's see what happens. So far down 4% in this trade. Well, there's been some talk about the market having a meltdown through the year, and definitely will be watching for that later on in the year. But I'm bullish. I'm not bearish on the market right now. So many people ask me that all the time. OPTT calls. Yeah, where are we at on OPTT? I'm just waiting for a price spike on that. That's what I'm doing on that. And VS is flying. I don't know if anyone's paying attention to that stock. Wow, up 29% in it. But yes, those OPTT calls, I plan on holding through the day, but I might find an exit point for it today. I don't know. I'm mixed on OPTT. So far, it's doing well. The reason why I bought those calls is because I was bullish on the company. I think us developing power from the waves is kind of ingenious and amazing, as long as it doesn't hurt, of course, the fish and ocean life and all that kind of stuff. Corey, if he was subscribed, Elon Musk. Well, I would be utterly honored, of course, if he was subscribed. But I don't know. He's a pretty successful guy for sure. Doesn't need my help at all. And it's so funny is whenever he tweets anything, that stock is going nuts. If he says Dogcoin, for example, that it's going nuts. It doesn't matter what he says. He influences the market. So many people follow him. Okay, so Tanner, you're in on the 326 expiration at 395 strike. That is exactly what I chose. So that's the one that I liked. That's what I went in for. Thanks, John. I really appreciate that. I'm glad you liked the channel. I definitely enjoyed doing it, and I wanted, to do this as just a way to help people, and hopefully I accomplished that. That's my goal, and that's what I'm looking to do. Let's see. Elon Musk is being sued by the SEC? I did not know that. That's crazy. For manipulation. Well, I mean, I don't know if it's his fault. He manipulates the market by saying anything. So it's like an episode of Billions. If you guys haven't watched that show, it's amazing. I love it. Okay, thoughts on APLT? Okay, so we formed a red down here. A little premature, I think. Okay. Really watching this closely. APLT, Applied Therapeutics. No news on APLT that I'm seeing at all. Price action looks good. It's trading above VWAP, so for today it looks really good. Okay, I am still in this trade. I guess I just don't want to give up on it. But it's really fighting for direction. SPY is. Gevo stock. Gevo is a runaway freight train, and I wish I would have got in earlier. I know people were telling me about it, and I was just kind of like, it doesn't fit any of my strategies. But, gosh, that thing is crazy. Doing really well. I expect it to continue to do well. But one thing I would watch is just watch the daily RSI. And if it gets too high, there's going to be some profit taking, and you might think about doing that if you're in that stock. Corey, I think you're right about good old Elon. Okay, now we're above the SMA, the blue SMA here. Let's see what it does. I might have to take losses on this if this continues downwards. I still feel good about market direction this morning. So I'm being hesitant to exit. Thoughts on ZOM? So, yeah, I mean, I think anything with pets right now, anything with diagnostics right now, I like ZOM for a long-term trade. I think it's a brilliant trade. I would wait for the RSI on the daily to get, out of control, and then take profits, because you just always want to take profits. You don't want to regret it going back down. You always feel good about making money on a stock. So, but yes, I agree with you. ZOM is a great stock. I think it's in a great space. I think it's going to continue upwards. Man, I remember when that thing was 18 cents a share. It's so easy to look back and say all of that, but if a stock doesn't fit your strategies, it's not best to get in it. So now we are forming another green movement here on the SPY, and so this call option should, this was somewhere I normally would have taken losses, but I don't know. I guess I just wanted to let it work. It's kind of a feel thing. We didn't get that big burst upwards yet, and so that's kind of the reason why I just kind of held tough. But if we go up on this again and we dip down below and get a red candle here, I'm going to get out at that point, because that will have been 2 times, and we are trading below VWAP, and I don't necessarily like that. I don't have success with stocks that typically trade that way. But it's fighting close. The SPY is really just not wanting to work. And sometimes what I'll do in a situation like this is I will set up a limit sell at 5% above to where my trade is 5% successful, and I'll just hold it open. So that's one thing you can do. Of course, there's risk in doing that, but as you set up your limit sell, then it just executes on its own, and you can kind of move on that way. Going through some of the insiders and some of the stocks that I'm holding. INSEE, I've been holding this for a while. I'm expecting a $90 price target on it. I'm holding for that price target, looking at that. Apron, I still have that on my list. I have not... Oh. Uh-oh. Well, I sold part of my Apron, it looks like, but not all of it. That's interesting. EVFM holding, it's down just a tiny bit. Walmart, I'm holding, it's down 0.28. Microsoft holding, down 1.32. There was good news announced with Microsoft about how they might get more money from the government, which is really good. Veru doing fantastic. APA doing well, bought that. That is a brand new insider. GSBD doing well, bought that. ICPT, oh, I missed it. But MBio doing well. Oh gosh, ICPT, I never entered. I was on here kind of looking at everything, and that's one of the things that's hard about it. And I never entered. Okay. So let's get some movement out of this thing. Come on, SPY, let's go. Okay. You might be correct. Good to enter the SPY as a put option. Yeah, maybe my indicator was right. Yeah, I don't like the price action. So what I'm going to do in this situation is, at least for today, I'm going to place a sell order in on this option at, let's see, like a 5% gain to it and look at it. Hopefully it executes at some point as a positive. I am believing that the SPY is going to move upwards, but so far not so good. And we're at about an hour in. Let me see here. Take a look at some of the other questions that are out there. Oh, Ryan. Oh, that is a long subject. You're asking what factors do I look at for a 3-day or a 5-day trade? Okay, so it is a combination of RSI and analyst average price targets. So those two things combined, that makes it. So when an insider places that, those are the two factors that I'm looking at. I'm not going to get into it any more detail than that here on this platform, but those are the two factors that I look at that determine whether it's a 3-day or a 5-day trade. Okay. Tanner, yeah, it can be a leap off the deep end, but it's an important step to take. So I wish you the best of luck with your trade. Okay. Am I holding NMRD? No, I sold it. I did have it a while ago, but found an exit point on it that was awful and sold it. So that did not work out for me. I bought too high. So ICPT, which I looked at before. Let me take a look at that for you on 3-day or 5-day. Okay. Analyst average target price. Wow. PT. Okay. ICPT is a 3-day hold, in my opinion. Okay, next question. Okay, I think Microsoft is moving upwards this week. I am very bullish on Microsoft. They had some good news today. I felt good about. Especially if they get a government contract, I think it's going to do really well. The sentiment will be really high with that one. HOFV. Yeah, that's usually the case. They usually fly after I sell them. Very strong insider activity, especially on that offering that they had, was really, really good. And so I was bummed that I sold it for a loss, but I wish you the best with that trade. Yeah, looking good. Looking good. I'm glad you doubled down on that. That took a lot of conviction. Due diligence requests. Well, I'm always researching so many different stocks that for me to spend time going in on a stock in a very detailed way is tough for me to do, just because I am looking up and researching stocks all the time, that it's hard for me to take requests just because of the time that it takes for me to do that. So currently not. I do like a basic, but I don't deep dive into a stock or do deep due diligence on a stock because someone is curious about it. Okay, so here's my plan with this trade. I still believe that we are going to see green action on this. So for today, I'm going to set it up for a limit sell at 5% more than what I paid. So I paid on this option $3.32. So I've set up a limit sell, and I'm just going to kind of let it be all the way through, and for a 5% gain. That's what I'm going to do. And this trade is not going in the right direction. It's definitely going downwards, but it's not anywhere close to support at 392.10 or 390.14. So I'm going to set this up in worst case scenario. I will take my lumps and sell at the end of day. I'm not going to hold this, I think, overnight. I have not had a lot of success doing that. So anyway, that's my plan. Wishing you all the best. Let me answer a few more questions, and then I'm going to go ahead and sign off just because it's been an hour. Been working on this. So, man. Let's see. Thank you, Anthony. I think that the Discord is very much worth it, and I work very hard every day along with John and Devin to provide great content and to where you'll make money on it. It's really hard to lose money and be part of that and follow the different calls. NSPR, 80 cents. Yeah, I'll check that out for sure. I always like a good penny stock every once in a while, but I definitely like ones that have had insider activity or fit a strategy or our PDUFA run up for some reason. But I will check that out. Well, thanks, Zach. Well, I'm going to go ahead and sign off. I hope that all of you have a fantastic trading day, and wishing you, of course, all the best in trading. Remember to be very diversified in any of your positions, and to not take too aggressively any one position. And anyway, I shall see you all later, and Raythoven out.